good to go,
I bought
Josh.
this at Target.
Oh my goodness. You're like, I have to have this.
This is on stream.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's Wild Josh from Geek-Cetera, and I'm joined by Chase, Ezra, and Tommy tonight. And we're going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1, or as they've been calling it, Episode 9. I don't know. I'm going to call it Season 1, or Season 2, Episode 1. All right, let's talk about our thoughts, initial thoughts on Season 2, Episode 1.
I think
Who wants
this
to go
is.
first?
Who's going first?
Who speaks first?
I'll go first.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I honestly think this is one of my favorite episodes of the whole series so far. I noticed there's like a lot more cameos and Easter eggs than the season 1 entirely.
Yep.
Just in this one episode.
Mhm.
But I guess we'll get into that later.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tommy. There, I think it was my favorite episode out of all of them.
I want to go out on a limb and say the reason that it was probably all one of our favorite episodes was because they gave us an hour. That is an hour of story all put into the same block of time. Whereas all the other ones, you get like 25 minutes and you're like, where's the rest of it?
Keep that format.
Yes,
Keep that format.
please
I'm
keep
sick.
giving-
I am sick of one's 45 and one's 25 and the other one's 35.
Yeah.
Why?
No, just
I know. Yeah.
Give me an hour.
give me an hour of Mando every week and I will be a happy boy.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. And I remember feeling like maybe about halfway or a little past halfway, like, this is great. Like, we have still a bunch more time left. Because I saw when I went in, there was like 54 minutes or something. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it was weird. There was one point I was like, oh, this has been going on for a while. They're gonna cut and it's gonna be next episode. And then it just kept going. I'm like, oh wait, I still got like 20 minutes left to go. This is good. I'm ready.
Yeah. And was anyone else surprised like how much of the trailer was actually in episode 1?
That was something I thought about when I was watching that I wanted to talk about is there's a lot that we got from that trailer. I kind of thought that, when he was on that planet near the Gugmorian fight, that was going to be in its own thing, and he wasn't going to go to Tatooine in this episode even when he got there, and then, nope, we got a whole episode on Tatooine.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy because there's so much left that we haven't even seen at all, like anything of it, and that's really exciting. Yeah.
It makes me think though, like what we saw in the trailer could literally have been from like 3 episodes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Or
two.
Then, or 2. And then like the rest we're gonna be like it's gonna be all brand new to us.
And I'd be very excited if that's what ends up happening, is because that means that they gave us nothing in the trailer that we're actually gonna be excited about. Like, they're like, yeah, here, you guys can have 3 episodes worth of filler. Because a lot of issues that we have with modern movie trailers is they kind of give away a lot of the movie. Like, you know the plot.
Like
so
the whole plot.
yeah, you know where they're gonna go and more or less when they're gonna do it. But now,
well, if this dawns in a new era of trailers like this, Tommy, then there's no reason not to, because so much of this has been edited. Okay, can we just talk about the speeder section? Do you guys notice what was wrong with that? It was flipped. The entire footage was flipped. It just goes to show it's tiny little detail. Yeah, so in the trailer he's going from left side of the screen to right side of the screen. In the actual show he's going from right to left. They flipped the footage.
well, it
which
depends.
it's a small
I think it depends when you're talking about after he collects the armor, which is when we did that entire thing on him he was definitely going from the left side of the screen. Yeah.
I literally just watched it.
Did you?
I just
felt
watched it an
was
hour ago.
The same. I don't know.
So, but it's a small thing, but just goes to show how much they actually edit those clips.
Yeah,
a lot.
did.
And we saw from the first trailer, second trailer, which they eventually gave it away. But the X-Wings, we thought they were kind of escorting him, and the second trailer, oh, they're definitely shooting him now. But things like that, and in the first season, having removed the child from every clip that the child was in the actual show, Like they do so much in post to make those trailers like say nothing about the entire series. So I don't know. I hope more trailers are like this, where they don't actually give anything away.
But it
And
still did a really good job about building hype too. So I
yeah,
think there's a
and
lot
throwing in
that
like a few Easter eggs that
yeah, I think
didn't
that
end
there's
up
a
really
lot that
mattering that much.
movies can learn
Mhm.
from this because, if they built this much hype, first of all, everyone should see the success that this show has and try and, I don't want to say mimic it because I don't want to have a virtual clone, but kind of take
Emulate it.
aspects of what they did right and carry that over in their own ways and then do the same thing with their trailers is be like, all right, you're getting a little bit, it's enough to make you happy, but you have no idea what's going to happen in the season at all.
Yeah, I think the issue is like the job of the trailer is not to summarize the plot. It's not to tell you what the movie's about necessarily. It's to
Just
get
getting
you
excited.
Yeah, build
exactly
hype.
just to get you excited for it, to get
Yeah.
you pumped, to get you to purchase that ticket.
Mhm.
That's its job. That should be it. It shouldn't be to like basically be a summary like on IMDb, and that's
Right.
eh.
Mhm.
So let's go through because I've watched it twice. I don't know. I know Chase and Ezra, you watched it twice.
I
Tom, did you
haven't
watch
watched
it
it
more than?
twice.
Oh, you haven't
Yeah.
watched it?
I wanted to, I just didn't get the time.
Oh, okay.
I watched it once and then I watched it with my dad.
Okay. So you've seen it twice now?
Yep.
Okay. So if we go through, it starts off where he goes to that one-eyed alien, right, on that planet. We have any idea what planet that is?
Nope.
No.
Okay. All right. Because
It
I'm
might
like,
not even be in canon yet. Like to be
Yeah,
completely
I-
new.
because
Yeah.
the graffiti was like a point that we pointed to in the trailer as to was this going to be something that tied to Sabine?
Mhm.
But then after seeing where it was in the actual episode, I kind of feel like it was not that important.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But
we just kind of
just like
set
yeah,
it down.
background. Yeah. But then he goes in, they have that interaction. He leaves and he ties the one-eyed guy up and he shuts the light off and then these aliens come out. And I was like, "Whoa.
Yeah, that
Is
was cool.
this Taurus and are those rat ghouls?"
No.
Ooh.
I didn't think of that.
Well,
But-
rat ghouls
No.
aren't really afraid of light necessarily.
But that's what
are
my
they?
wife said. My wife said rat ghouls aren't nocturnal. She's like they would come out during the day.
Yeah, and also
So-
Are they in-
the thing with Terrace is
are they
Terrace
just legend?
was. Oh, go ahead.
Rat ghouls right now are just legends. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think so.
They are.
So they
Okay.
could change their biology
Hmm.
if they wanted to.
They
True.
could, but I don't. The thing that I thought about Terrace is very much like a Coruscant-esque planet. It's a city planet, and
But it was destroyed and then
Yeah.
rebuilt. So it was a city planet, then it was destroyed, and it was rebuilt because in the Old Republic, when
Mhm.
you go to Taurus, the MMO, it's all like a swamp and destroyed, and there's just like remains and remnants of stuff.
He's right.
okay, then
Yep.
it's possible.
I want to talk about the Gugmorian Arena part just a little bit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There was a character in that scene in the audience that also appeared in, I think, The Force Awakens, with like he had like a scarf and like a big helmet.
Hmm.
The only reason I recognize him is because I see his stupid action figure all the time.
I'm trying to think of who it was. I was, when
What's
the
his
second
name?
time I was watching that,
I don't know his
I
name.
wanted to scan the audience better,
Hmm.
but it
Yeah.
was going so fast I couldn't catch it all.
I think I have a picture I can send in. one of
Okay.
Our
Uh,
high tech, you can just put it on your phone and hold it up to your camera.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're using your phone, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm using my phone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have a
Um,
way to showing images yet. We gotta figure that
No.
out.
Yeah.
I need to have like the images prepped beforehand. Is how we're gonna have to do it. But
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
I'll keep that in mind going forward.
Anyway,
I noticed that there was, the guy who gets in episode 9, who gets his head cut off for selling or giving intel on the Second Order. He was voiced by Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know the guy I'm talking about? At the very beginning of the movie, he meets up with the Millennium Falcon, and he gives them some kind of intel, and then later on you see them like throw his head on the table in like an Imperial war room, and that's when they start talking about we have a traitor in our midst. Anyways, that alien species I'd never seen before, but there was a species like him in that room watching the Gamorrean guards fight.
I sent the picture of the action figure in general.
Okay, give me a second. I might be able to figure it out. But go ahead and keep talking.
Oh,
They cut to like a close up of him, but it only lasts for like a split second.
so that guy, wasn't there in the Clone Wars or
You're thinking of
in the
Embo.
Rebels? Embo,
Yeah.
isn't that what he is? Embo?
Maybe.
Just because
He
it
looks
has the
similar.
same hat, I don't know.
Hmm.
It very well could be.
That would be
Actually,
neat.
no. It does kind of look like it.
Google's confused on what it is.
Yeah,
It doesn't know what it's looking at here.
but
It
That's
thinks,
funny.
oh, I found it.
there you go.
Did you?
What is it?
Yeah. I wish it would tell me what it was without having to visit the site. Give me a second. It's Star Wars Black Series Constable Zuvio. Z-U
He's got a name.
Z-U-V-I-O. They all have names. If they're a toy, they have a name.
It's true.
Yeah. That's a very Star Wars thing.
Yeah. So
Right.
you think it's the same dude or just like a same species?
Oh yeah, I watched it back, and he's wearing like the exact same thing.
Whoa! So that guy is eventually going to be in
Yeah. I
think
Force
he's-
Awakens.
Yeah, he's either on like Jakku or in Maz Castle or something.
Good job.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Like that kind of person that's visiting Maz Castle would probably be hanging out at a
Yeah.
underground fight.
Mhm.
Someone needs to edit the Wikipedia. He's not. There's not a picture of him on from the Mandalorian.
That sounds like a job for you, as
I know. I need to
I
get
tried
on that.
screenshotting, but it didn't let me on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I hate that.
Mm.
That's
I hate it.
Can you print screen?
nope.
You
It,
can't.
it won't let you. It's got
forces a
like
black
software.
image.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Preventing you from doing
You can
that.
Streamlab it because I've done that.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
Well, or have I? I don't know. I don't want to get arrested.
Yeah.
You haven't. You haven't.
No, that doesn't work.
Whatever you do, don't tell Disney. They'll fix it.
Yeah.
No, all I wanted was a little shot of the McClunky thing. So I just
Yeah.
used Streamlabs to get that.
Oh, I think it's a newer thing because I think I remember being able to. Back when you did that video, I remember being able to screenshot. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
maybe they
let's
changed
talk a
it.
bit about the Gamorrean fight. So, like,
Mhm.
did they have like personal protective shield generators?
That's what it looked like to
Is
me.
that because
Oh,
it
yeah.
was kind of like sparking that blue arc? There wasn't
It
Didn't-
ever
made me
any
wonder
like
why
blood
not
or
everyone has
gore.
one of
well,
Star Wars universe.
my
oh, right.
my thought was that was happening when they were hitting each other's swords, not necessarily when they're hitting each
It
other's
looked
body.
kind of like when they got
Thought,
any
yeah.
hit near anything.
Yeah,
But-
it looked like there was a bubble around them almost. Like
To-
when they
Okay.
hit, you see like this shine of a blue like
Mhm.
light. That was
I thought
like,
it was
almost a
coming
bubble
off
around
the
them.
sword, but I could have
So-
been wrong.
Yeah, I was
the,
with
the
Ezra.
reason that I thought of it more after I finished watching is references to KOTOR. So
Yeah,
the personal,
dueling
like,
pins.
what was the shield generator, Tommy, that you can get, and
Yeah.
then
Well, there
just-
is a lot of references in this one. So
yeah,
could
that,
be.
that
Especially
was
to
one of the
KOTOR.
reasons that made me think.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought it was a shield generator at the time, and then I'm like, well, we haven't really seen any like personal shield generators any other time except for in KOTOR.
KOTOR.
And then they wanted to go a little KOTOR heavy, which I'm fine with.
yeah,
So-
And that adds to the evidence that it might be Terrace because of the dueling pits on Terrace.
Hmm.
Mm,
That would be
that's
without-
true. Good point,
Yeah.
Tommy. I
Um,
mean, I don't know. It maybe not, but the red eyes and them coming out at night like that, circling the guy, I was like, oh man, are those rat ghouls? That'd be really cool.
Hmm.
But we might never even find out. You know,
Yeah.
it could be
Yeah.
just like this fleeting thing, and we never see those guys again,
Yeah.
unless
Until
they go
they,
back
like,
there and get into the story more. But I doubt they will.
Hmm.
Or until they like do like a visual encyclopedia and they
Right.
explain everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was
So,
I love that scene when
I'm
the guy's like, you promised you wouldn't kill me. He's like,
You-
not by my hand, and shuts the light off. That was awesome. That was so
Dark.
bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you gonna say? As
I'm watching it again.
oh,
It's
I-
just
It's weird to me because you're right, Chase. It does happen the first time that you see them clash. They're hitting sword on sword, and the blue thing like
Yeah.
happens. But then he hits him in the body, kind of like broadsides him
Yeah.
with the sword, not really like hit him with the actual blade. And another blue like.
yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't
That's
know. To
what
me, it'd be
makes
weird if you can't actually like clash your swords because there's a shield protecting you. I don't know. That's a
But
weird thing.
at the end, he
I
does
thought
say
it was
finish
coming-
him, right? So like, they must
Turn the
somehow
shields
have a
off?
way around it. Like, I don't know. Like,
Or
yeah.
yeah. I don't know. My thought was maybe that's their take on like vibra weapons. Because
what
it
I thought.
definitely happens on the Clash of the Sword.
It does.
It's when
as well,
the sword
but-
hits them, it's got like a vibrating effect.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but
I thought it was their take on vibra swords or vibra weapons.
I felt
had to
like
think
it was
so,
a force field when I watched it,
mhm.
but I could be wrong. Hey, that's funny. Josie Wing just said
Yeah.
in the Discord that that's Constable Zuvio. So that's pretty good.
A little too late.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he was like he had like all the Star Wars toys.
That's
He
funny.
might still have them. So,
Yeah.
all right. So we go from there to Tatooine, where we get one of my favorite characters that has been in this entire series, which is, I don't know the name of her character, but she reminds me of Richard Simmons meets Ripley from Alien. Like if they had a love child, it would be
right.
this character. And she's so great. Amy Sedaris' character in the show is wonderful. And they even like did like a little pit droid like jokey stuff,
Oh,
and it
he
didn't
likes
even
droids now.
irritate me. Yeah, it didn't even irritate me. That's how good the
No.
storytelling was.
I want to just go. I like the Easter eggs that they've done, but you get is that R5 or R4? I don't know.
Oh,
No, it's
Oh,
R5.
yeah.
R5.
Yep.
That is the droid that Luke and Uncle Owen bought from the Jawas before they had to buy R2, and just
Mhm.
the carbon scoring that they did around his motivator. That's the
Yeah.
only reason that I knew it instantly. Is I'm like, oh, it's just such a small
So-
detail that they didn't need to add, but it's cool that they did.
I wonder if we'll get callbacks to the like later on, like callbacks to the EU comic where he has the Force.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Where you're going.
I read that one. It's really funny. So
It's very
in
funny.
in an EU comic, he has the Force, and he knows that R2 and C-3PO need to get to Luke. So when Luke picked him, he used the Force on his motivator and like blew it up, and purposely self-destruct so that Luke would pick the right droid.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's very funny.
Yeah, that was
The only
an interesting
droid
one.
to have the Force or Force sensitivity.
Did I do a Star Wars Who's Who on R5?
I don't know.
I might have, or I did the research on it because I remember that story, and I remember there being several stories around R5 in Legends that were kind
Yeah.
of interesting.
Yeah, wasn't there one where R2 like convinces him to blow himself
Yes.
up?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
just was talking about. Yeah.
And there's one where, is that the same one where he has the Force? Because there's one where he's just got the Force, and
No, there's one where R2 like talks to him when they're on the sandcrawler, and he's like, "Listen, I need you to kill yourself so I can go, so I can escape this planet."
Oh,
well,
that's funny.
he's had a long life. He's still alive.
I didn't realize there were multiple comics about that. I just read the one,
Yeah.
but
So yeah, that was a great Easter egg. So we leave there. We go to Mospelgo. I was at this point, I was starting to get excited that my theories were correct, because I'm like, yes, there's a Mandalorian in Mospelgo. That's Cobb Vanth because of the Aftermath series. We know that he was the sheriff of a small little town out in on Tatooine. So I was like starting to really like, yes, this is going the way I want it. So we get there. First off, we have that scene where he meets up with the Tuskens again, and he's able to communicate with them. He's sitting around a fire. I saw an awesome meme, and I wanted to share it on the Discord, but I didn't want to be spoilery. But it showed them all sitting there, and they're like, and he killed the men, not just the men, but the women and the children. It was so funny. It made me laugh so bad. But anyways, I love that his relationship with the Tuscans. The Tuscans are never like a character that you're really endeared to before, but for some reason, when he's with them, they're kind of endearing.
I don't know why, but I was thinking about the Tuscans and like, oh, they're the good guys in this. Oh, that makes Anakin's actions so much worse.
Yeah,
I don't know why I was
civilizes
specifically
them.
thinking that as I was watching.
It definitely civilizes them.
Yeah.
I really like that they like kind of throw things from both the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, and like kind of like put it in a melting pot in this in this show. Because like the little dog hound things that they have.
Oh yeah.
From Attack of the Clones, and then the way the village looks too. It looks just like how it did in Attack of the Clones.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to think of the name of those dogs. Are those act dogs?
I think that sounds right. I don't know. I used to have. When I was a kid, I had like a action figure set that had like a bantha, a female Tusken Raider, and then that little dog thing.
Okay, so they're not act dogs. I wonder what they are. I liked them though; they were kind of cool. All right.
I think we're getting to those dogs.
Oh, they're mastiffs. Sorry.
What are they?
Mastiffs?
Mastiffs? That's what they're called.
Yeah.
So it's a mastiff, but they took away the T.
Yeah. Yep. And they're actually reptile.
Oh.
Oh.
So there you go.
Mastiff.
Fun facts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mastiffs.
Weird.
So they already have like a full Wikipedia page that has all the pictures from
the Mando.
Yeah.
That's like someone there is slacking on the constable, whatever his face is.
Well, they probably didn't notice him, but that's pretty good that Tommy picked him out.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Tommy's the guy you want if you're picking out a bad guy in the lineup.
Yeah.
So
he's like, I have your action figure. I know it's that one. Sorry, go ahead, Chase.
I was gonna say, once the Mando actually gets into Mospelgo, what were your guys' reactions when we first saw Boba's armor come on screen? I just had a giant goofy smile.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I didn't really care who it was. It was just cool to see it.
I thought it was Boba at first, and I was like, wait, he's way too skinny. That's like...
Yeah,
I
that
knew.
was
I was
one
like,
of the reasons that I kind of did. Is I'm like, if he was living in a Sarlacc, he was probably not eating well. So like, he would have lost a ton of weight, and his armor integrity was definitely lessened, and that's kind of why you only saw like the breastplate and the shoulders, but there wasn't like everything else.
You know what I thought was cool is that I saw on Reddit that Boba Fett's actually shorter than Timothy Oliphant, the actor who played Cobb Vanth. So by like a good few inches. So it's possible, like obviously Mandalorian armor is like custom made for you. So that's probably why the armor looks so awkward on it. Is it wasn't his body shape and type, like so. It'll if it ever gets back to Boba Fett in this season, it'll probably fit like a glove again, but it just doesn't fit right on Cobb.
He should be lucky that helmet fit him though.
I love that the meme where they have that Cobb Vanth in the armor, and then like the Boba Fett is like what I think I look like, what I actually look like, like for cosplayers.
I love that he's just wearing a sweater under it.
Yep.
Yeah.
A red sweater.
Yep.
Yeah. And I love how weathered that armor looks now.
They did
like
a really good job with that.
It got
Super
some
good,
Sarlacc acid on it, and it's just like eaten away.
But that really proves the integrity of Beskar, though. Is like that was the paint that wore away. The armor was still there.
Okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, this just popped into my brain. It's not even regarding the Mandalorian. It's just regarding Boba Fett's armor. And so apparently there was a deleted scene. I don't know if you guys heard of the deleted scene from the Clone Wars where Boba Fett goes up against Cad Bane, and Cad Bane shoots him in the head, and that's where the dent comes from.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But my question is, and I was just looking at Tommy's helmet, why is it the whole thing? Because after... No, wait, he would have repainted it in the deleted scene then, I guess. My question was why, if it had the original color when he shot him, then when he would repaint it and just like mask off the dent and then leave that like not painted.
no,
But
I
I guess
think
maybe he
that's-
probably painted it in the deleted scene. It's
To
not
be
clear.
entirely
'cause-
honest, I
no,
always thought that. Go ahead, Tommy.
it's still silver.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think it was repainted.
I'm saying why would he probably repainted it before he went to battle with. Never mind. Sorry.
Because it is Django's armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
repainted.
I always thought
Yeah.
that dent in the helmet came from when Django was in the arena in episode 2 and kind of got run over by the rhinoceros thing. It looks like there's a dent on the helmet.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
Uh,
At least from the clips we've seen in the Clone Wars, I don't think it has a dent in it yet.
But here's the thing: is that one gets blown to crap. Like that
Well,
is in
yeah.
several million pieces. So
when he
I
tried-
thought it did
clearly-
it survive?
no,
thought it
you kidding? When
survived.
he tried to blow up Mace Windu,
It's made out of Beskar. Wouldn't it survive?
It was.
I thought it survived.
It was so heavily laced with explosives. There's no way that it survived that. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like Beskar is strong enough to survive a blaster bolt. I don't think it's strong enough to survive how much explosives he put in it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think I remember like it being cut in half.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, if we go back to Mospelgo,
hmm
he meets that Weekway guy. That's the bartender. That guy was cool, dude. Like, I really liked the vibe of Mospelgo, and I know I said this in the Discord, and Ezra's gonna hate it, and I don't know if Chase will hate it, but I want if they don't do more with that storyline, I want a spin-off of just Mospelgo and Cobb Vanth as like the sheriff of Mospelgo and how he's like fighting off the Hutt clan that's trying to take over his town or the mining guilds or whatever. That would be so cool. I mean, Timothy Oliphant has played that character like multiple times in his career anyways, but he's such an endearing character. I want more of that.
Yeah, all right. I guess if it's done good, I would watch it. It's I don't know. That's not personally interesting to me as much, but I can see why you would like that.
I think I would like it. I just feel like your choice becomes, how many of these do you want to do? Like, do you want to seriously do the Cara Dune one and do a Mospelgo one and do I'm trying to think of
All
like
the above.
other characters that we're gonna get. Like, how much are you gonna throw at us from this story arc?
More
I'd
Star
like-
Wars, please.
I'd like a like a Red Dead Redemption type video game.
I
where
think a
you're in-
video game.
There you
for it-
go.
Yeah,
That would be better. I agree.
Tommy sold me on that. A
Yep.
video game would be very fun.
He sold you. He just said it. How did he sell you? Just saying it, he sold you.
So
Well,
yeah, video game
okay.
is
So
great.
for me,
way different.
I think it's either like a mini series or a video game. It's
Yeah, like a web
one of those shows that's been done 100
Mhm.
billion times.
I know, but it's never been done in Star Wars. So
Yeah, my argument is it might not need to be, but it could
I'd
be
like
good.
it.
It could be good. I don't know.
I would like it.
But
But we don't know. Maybe his story ends in the season. There would be a story to tell, you know?
it's.
Mm.
Can we just talk about how it's like it's always the school with these Western?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's only a matter of time till it picks one of you off.
You don't understand.
goes
You
after the
guys
school.
aren't a parent. When you're a parent and you worry about your kids.
No, I
when you
know, but
say
it's-
it's going to get the kids. It's
I
like,
f-
oh, we got to stop it.
It's
Let's
just
do
a
whatever we-
common. I'm just saying it's a common Western trope where
It's
they're just
very
I
like,
mean,
much
that
so.
whole
They're going
episode
after
was
the
very
school.
Western. Like,
Very.
Yeah, I
even
know.
like the teaming up with the savages
Native Americans,
to
yeah.
go, beat the monster, beat back the bad guys. Yeah.
I just thought it's funny, but I don't know. It just really stuck with me.
That felt very much like the Tatooine quest on Knights of the Old Republic, where you have to make peace with the Tusken Raiders,
Mhm.
and then also where you have to kill the Krayt Dragon.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
You
Like
get the pearl.
And steal the
Yeah,
pearl.
get the pearl.
like we said several times, it was
That
Kodor
pearl's my
heavy,
favorite
which
lightsaber.
I
I
was
loved
happy
it that when they pulled that pearl out at the end, I was like, yes,
yeah.
this is awesome.
So one of my friends, the one who had me like kind of forced me into playing the game, texted me after the episode. He's like, "Have you watched it yet?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he was just like, everything he texted was in all caps. He was that hype.
It's funny.
He's like,
That
"This
was
is the
awesome.
best episode I've ever seen."
Mm.
So
one of the other things we haven't talked about is Cobb Vanth's speeder.
mhm.
Like, was that Anakin's pod racing engine, or was it just a
It
pod
was.
racing engine?
It's
It
just
was
a pod
definitely the
racing.
same model. Like, come on. If
It's
not
not-
the
it
exact
was,
same.
There was enough differences that you can tell on it. Like,
Well, could
Well,
have been modified.
yeah.
it's. I think the only thing, maybe it's just you're gonna say it's the props department. You can't make it look exactly like, but there's enough differences on there. Like, it does not
Well,
look
it's
the
also
same
been-
to episode 1's.
It's also been 80 years. in
That's
that
another
universe.
reason for me to say that it's not it. But like,
It hasn't
But
been
even
80,
just
but
even
yeah,
just
it's
like
been a
the
long time.
style and design
Listen.
of, like, I don't know. It's hard
Someone
for me to
coulda
show
had
without
it.
Pod
pictures.
racers, all of those pod racers are like personally designed and
Yeah.
created.
Yeah,
No
they're not
two
like
are,
off the
alike.
shelf.
Yeah.
And it's
And
possible
some-
that Cobb Vanth has done some modifications of his own to it
That-
since he's
yeah.
owned it or wherever
And
it's been. In
someone has it. Someone has Anakin's pod racer.
Nothing
Why
on
can't it?
Tatooine
Why
is
couldn't it be
wasted.
Cobb Vanth?
Yeah.
Also, there's like 4 settlements in all of Tatooine.
Yeah.
So
I was wondering though when he's on that thing, like I can understand how you control like a swoop bike or a speeder,
Mhm.
but how do you control that thing? It is just an engine.
Yeah. Also,
I
when
think-
when they were on it and he was like telling him the whole spiel about how he got the armor, I'm like, how can he hear him
How
over
are they
the
having
engine?
a conversation? Yeah, no, I
I
thought
did
about
think about
that
that
too. I
too.
thought
I'm
that
like,
was
wow,
weird.
they can. It's gonna be loud on that thing, and they're flying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of wind
Yeah.
in
Well, I
your
think-
ears. Yeah, no. No conversations would be had on that.
No, it's like a motorcycle. It's
Yeah.
like you're not
Yeah.
talking.
No.
Unless they were into each other's comms somehow and they were
Maybe.
communicating that way.
But they do enough, like a good enough job other times making you tell, like, oh, these people are on comms because they add a little bit of like background static. But no, that was
Yeah.
just his voice.
He wasn't wearing his helmet either. Like
Yeah,
that's
he-
where he would have the comm. Like if he had his helmet on.
I
Yeah.
love the way. So let's go back to taking off the helmet. When he orders the drinks, and you instantly know that, like, there's no way he's drinking these, and he sits down there and takes off the helmet. It's just like, without being able to see facial expressions, the body language of Pedro Pascal
He got
to-
so mad.
to sell that level of anger, like just
Yeah.
standing there, like you got tense. Like it
Yeah.
was exceptionally well done with how he acted that.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, we have a comment in our chat. Someone's asking if there's any info on whether we'll be getting a Cobb Vanth figure in Boba's armor. Do you know of anything?
I don't know anything, but I would very much want to have that.
I think
seen, like,
that it will
customs.
probably come.
Hmm
Like,
I've seen like customs of it, but
yeah,
yeah, I'm hoping that.
that would be awesome. So where were we? Oh yeah, not taking the helmet off. Absolutely. I love the flashback too of like what happened to Mospelgo. Like after the, like you think like you leave episode 6 thinking like everything is all like, yeah, this is great, life is great, the empire's done away with, but that's not how it was for the people on Tatooine anyways.
Yeah.
It just we created a vacuum, and you already had huts there and mining cartel and all this stuff, and just created a power vacuum.
What are
Mhm.
they mining on Tatooine?
Sand.
Nice
Sand.
as.
Yeah, that's a good question. What are they mining on Tatooine? Water? Like they
So
had the
Moisture
the
farming.
farmers
Moisture
are
farming.
moisture farmers. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not farming for other people. They're moisture farming for like to supply the
Yeah.
colony. Because
Hmm
you can't tell me that they specifically go to Tatooine to farm moisture to sell it other places that
When there's-
have moisture.
Yeah, when there's Camino.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So what are they mining? That's a good question.
yeah.
Not Beskar.
No. So what else was there? We talked about the pearl.
hmm
Did you guys think right away that it was a crate dragon? Because I thought that I didn't think it was a crate dragon. I was like, what
Yeah, I
is
thought
this? this thing. It was like the Tremors. You guys remember the Tremors movie in the 80s? I'm like, what is this movie? What is this creature? And
I
then
thought it might have been
The giant
sorry.
sandworm from SpongeBob.
yeah.
I thought it might have been
The Alaskan bullworm.
Alaskan bullworm, that's the one.
Echo Foxtrot in the chat says that it was silicax crystals, which I guess is
There you go.
what he took, right? In that
Yeah.
little.
No,
in that
yeah.
little,
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
duh.
what they call that thing.
Why
Yeah.
are we?
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna be a Sarlacc when I first saw it moving under the sand.
Yeah, I was.
Same,
I had no
actually.
idea what it was going to be. I'm like, I did not think crate dragon, but I'm glad it was a crate dragon because that's way cooler. Like,
I like how they added like some scariness to the crate dragon when they're like, there's no such thing as an abandoned Sarlacc den unless you eat the Sarlacc. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that was pretty good.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
was that the same? So I don't know if Kyle was joking or not, but he made mention of like in the Discord. Does that mean the Sarlacc was eaten by the crate dragon, and that's how Boba Fett got out?
I feel
And
like
I was like, I think that's a different Sarlacc because
yeah.
it was like on the wall. It wasn't
Yeah,
straight down.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm thinking it was a different.
That is weird. Why
And-
was it like on the wall and not
Like,
in the hole? in
Yeah.
the
I
ground?
can't imagine that Jabba's gonna like
But-
take a week and a half trek out into the desert just to kill his prisoners. So that Sarlacc.
Well, he
is
does have that nice sail barge.
I
It's
know,
like a
but
cruise,
that
taking a
Sarlacc
cruise.
is probably still pretty close to home.
Yeah,
And from the way they made it sound like Mospelgo is out in the middle of nowhere.
nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which begs the question: why was Boba there? Maybe he was traveling there to get Cobb Vanth. Like he had heard the rumors, and it was just timing.
So
like
he walked all this way out there and then sees his
Just
armor
to-
going the opposite direction. He's like, dang it, now I have to walk back.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
So, are we ready to go there to that
Oh,
last scene?
yeah, I want to go there. I'm
Okay.
ready.
Oh,
So can my theory be true?
Well, sorry, can I go back a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, you
can
go back a minute.
I
You
just
don't need to jump again.
I want
I'm
to talk
waiting.
more KOTOR and that
Mm,
Bantha.
okay.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
so in the KOTOR quest is you have to lead the Bantha right up to the mouth of the cave in order to bait the crate dragon out. So that way you can
Oh, that's
blow up
funny.
its stomach. It's
yeah.
it's literally what they did. And
Straight
I
out
love
of the
that
game.
I like that Mando fed himself and
Mm.
the explosive Bantha to the
I have
crate
a
dragon.
problem. I have a problem with that because
That
I don't
he
know why.
survived.
No, I well that, but I don't know why he didn't. I mean, yes, so he had to hold it there because the peg came undone and the thing was gonna go. But why did he hold it for so long? Like he could have just held it until it's like right here and then went
Yeah.
gone. And then like why did he have to go inside of it?
Also, the
So-
crate dragon could have just changed directions. The Bantha's not a very fast creature.
Oh no,
like
yeah,
that's
100%.
not getting anywhere.
Like when the crate dragon came the first time, the Bantha had no get up and go. He was just sitting there like, all right, I guess this is my fate. Like why all of a sudden is the Bantha like, gotta get out of here?
Yeah. Also,
I
if-
said
if
to
the
my
peg
wife
isn't
as
strong
soon as.
enough-
Oh,
If the
sorry,
peg
what's
isn't
that?
strong enough to hold a Bantha in the ground, how is Mando?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, he's really strong, apparently.
I know that
Um,
Bantha's pulling him. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
no,
just...
he's not.
When they
stopping
first
that.
were coming up with an idea, and I looked at my wife. I said, "Why don't they just load a bantha up with a ton of explosives and let it get eaten?"
Mhm.
yeah,
Problem solved. Like,
that would have been a better plan from the get go. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I said that like before they even, and then when they finally did that at the end, I'm like,
Well,
yeah,
I
they
guess
should have did that at the beginning.
it was a mislead by the Tuscans part because the Tuscans said that the underbelly was the weak spot.
Right.
So I guess they didn't even think about
Yeah.
like, oh, the inside is probably weak too.
Yeah.
It was the Tuscans' plan.
But-
So
If you know the belly's the weak spot, I don't understand what you think these ballistas are gonna do with these.
well, that was
quarter-inch-
just-
with these quarter-inch
to
strings.
tick it
You're-
off.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
hold it down like Gulliver. Like that's not
no,
how that works.
well, I don't think that's what it was trying to do. I think they were just trying to. Well, at first, yeah, I think they were trying to pull it towards the
they
thing,
definitely
but
tried pulling it.
It was
but
gigantic.
at some point they were just shooting it because they wanted it to come out. You know, they were just trying to make it mad.
Yeah.
But then why do you have to have all of the ballistas attached to rope?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying at first they thought they were gonna pull it, and then
Yeah,
they realized
I
that
don't
ain't gonna work. Yeah.
I have one more thing about the crate dragon. The
Yeah.
my cousin Max said he had a theory that there's like 3 different types of crate dragon. There's like the tremor type one, and then like the kimono dragon type one from KOTOR, and then the type that we see in A New Hope, like the skeleton.
Hmm.
So that's kind of close
So-
because Kyle said that is true, that there's 2 types of crate dragons. He said
Yeah.
there's the crate dragon, and then what we see in Mando is the greater crate dragon.
Okay. There we go.
So
So and it's probably like maybe they might even be the same species because it's a local legend essentially. There's only like a couple of them that have ever been seen. So when
Right.
people see a giant monster, like, oh, it's a crate dragon because I've heard about
So,
that. Doesn't necessarily have to be
yes
like the
and
same
no,
thing.
because the Sand People, like Mando says, the Sand People
Yeah.
have been fighting them for thousands of years.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe their word
So-
for crate dragon doesn't translate to crate dragon.
Yeah.
Maybe they just have a word and the Mando was like, okay, that's a crate dragon. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like,
So-
especially if it's a name, there's no direct translation for names like that. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe he didn't. Maybe that's
Okay,
what the
fair.
Mando called it.
Oh yeah, but
just a little side point that I thought was really cool is that they actually brought in someone who was deaf and knew sign language to teach the crew how to like do
Oh, that's
Tusken
awesome.
Raider sign language and
that's
like
cool.
actually create the Tusken language sign language language.
That's pretty cool. So it's not even
So-
just ASL. It's like completely different.
It's like its own thing, but it
That's-
uses like signs like the way sign would
So
really
that's
work.
Probably why it looks
Huh.
so fluid and not like they're just like.
I
Yeah.
know. I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
Like someone
like-
sat down and at least like choreographed
Mhm.
something, but made a whole language. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
kept
crazy.
seeing him do this, and I'm like, I think that means kill it.
Kill.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
think I know that one.
yep.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be another thing that you can minor. Like you have Klingon now you can learn Tusken Raider.
Yeah, like on
TSL.
Yeah.
So now are you guys ready to go to the end?
Yes,
Born-
I think
born ready.
I think that's enough for me to go to the end.
Okay. So at the very end, we get Rex, right? Is that-
No.
Well, okay. The reason I threw that out in the group chat is because I thought maybe it could be a misdirect. Like that'd be hilarious if it was actually just Rex
It
and we all
could
thought it
be
was Boba.
like if that's how you want to give us Ahsoka as Rex and Ahsoka.
Well, there had been rumors early on that Rex could be in it.
I think
Yeah.
he could still, but I think he'll have a beard. Because he
I hope-
had
I
the
hope to
beard, the
see
big white
both.
beard.
I hope to see both of them, but we'll see. Did I call like? Do you
Did
think
you
he's gonna be
call
the?
what? I called it.
No. Okay, you called the Cobb Vanth thing. Remember the video where we were originally talking about whether Boba Fett was going to be in it or not, and Kyle's like, "I don't want to see Boba Fett in the Mandalorian." Like, I don't. And remember, I completely sold it to him because I gave him that whole story about
Yeah,
what
because
if.
you said Boba Fett's gonna be the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's not a real Mandalorian, so he doesn't deserve the armor. So the
Yeah.
Mandalorian's going to try to take it from him. That was
Yeah.
my theory, and I think it's going to come true.
Well,
Although the Mandalorian has their armor, so they're going to be fighting over it. Same thing, different circumstance.
how often do you get a
Whatever-
character that
oh,
has
sorry.
so many heavy face scars that ends up being a good guy?
That, I mean, you're not wrong.
Like I hate for that to be
Wait,
the
the guy
reasoning
from Avatar.
from Avatar. I'm trying to think. I
The
don't.
Last
You don't remember
Airbender.
him?
Oh, I haven't seen
No,
that.
not
I'm
that.
thinking blue people.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, I
Remember
know, that's
that
what he's
guy in
talking- I'm
that?
being
He was bad. He was,
Yeah,
he just
exact- like,
pretended like he was good.
Every
but he
time
was
you
really
see
bad.
heavy face scarring, you know that they are bad.
Yeah, 100%.
Did he have like? Did it look like he had like acidic scars too from the
From-
Sarlacc?
Yeah.
Probably from the
Yeah.
side.
He looked
That's-
careless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he also had a Gaddafi stick, so he definitely roughed up a
Mhm.
Tusken. took
Yeah.
his Gaddafi stick.
That's true. Oh, he's got one of the Tusken guns too, like the super long neck rifle
Oh, like the
thing.
hunting rifle thing.
Yeah, that he had one of
Yeah.
those. So
Joe's trying to say
He
that
could be
Darth
bad.
Vader was a good guy, even though he had heavy face scarring.
what?
Yeah.
I mean,
At the end.
he
Sure,
had
Joa.
he had a
For
redemption
about-
arc, Joa, but he was not a
Not
good guy.
Good guy.
I mean, yeah.
Harry Potter.
For a bad guy, he was a good guy.
I didn't watch it, but
He has
Just throw it out there.
slight face scarring, not like
Deadpool.
heavy face
All right,
scarring.
all right.
So yeah, Boba Fett. I kind of feel like they're gonna finish this. Well, I don't know if they'll finish it, but they're gonna get into it right away in episode 2. They're already on Tatooine. They might as well
Yeah.
I think
not
they're.
just come back to Tatooine. Just
I agree.
And Boba's
I
not
agree.
leaving that planet. If he hasn't left it at this point already,
Yeah, there's like, why would he not?
There's no way he's
I-
following Mando to some other place.
I just have one question: where is the Slave One? Like, it's got to be on Tatooine still
It's
somewhere.
probably
Jabba
somewhere
probably
at Jabba's
sold it.
palace, and yeah, he probably
Actually-
sold it.
In Battlefront 2, Slave One is at Maz's castle. I don't know if that's canon or not, but
Technically, it should
Really?
be, right?
Well,
yeah,
I
it
mean,
should-
that Maz's castle, if we're talking about the same time period as that movie, would be like,
Yeah.
what, 25 years later?
Yep.
Well,
We're thinking the Falcon changed hands quite a few times in that time period. So
I'm thinking the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign was a lot closer to the Mandalorian than.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't play.
Yeah,
through
that's
the
right.
campaign.
That's true.
but Jabba couldn't have sold it because Jabba's dead. So scratch that.
Okay,
theory out of it. Yeah.
the Hut sold it.
I
The
mean,
Hut that
yeah,
came
Hutt clan.
after him. You're right.
So in
Jabba's dead.
Legends, Jabba's palace becomes like the Biomar monk monastery again, and like anyone who
that's funny.
goes there gets taken over by the Biomar
So-
monks, and their brains
so-
get put in jars.
The that's a scary plot. I hate those guys.
Is that like the spider
I
thing?
love those.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, don't like that. So they sell the Slave One. I mean,
Joe
the
was
guy
saying
is
that
dead.
Rhoda
Someone's
is
gonna
Jabba's
have
son
what?
in the
He
ch-
goes
in the
by
chat.
Pumpkin Muffy, I believe.
What happened?
Joe is saying that Rhoda is Jabba's son, and that he
Oh,
Was
from the
the
Star
heir?
Wars movie.
Yeah, Pumpkin Muffy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's
Pumpkin Muffin.
the Star Wars: The Clone Wars movie. That's what Jabba calls his kid.
Pumpkin Muffin.
Yeah, or his pumpkin muffin, whatever. So he called it
So-
Pumpkin Muffy.
no.
Yeah,
I
that's a
don't
good
remember
point.
that
Like,
movie.
where is that movie? Was a mess.
Yeah, it
But
was.
the series was great. What happened?
The only good thing that really came out of that movie is that it gave us Ahsoka, but that Ahsoka sucked. She just became a really good character.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right.
She was terrible in
Yeah.
that movie.
Well, that's why my hatred for Ahsoka began, was that movie.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then
A
but
lot of people.
now she's my favorite Star Wars character.
She's
so-
I know,
yeah.
yeah. She
And-
definitely grew on a lot of people. Like they
Mhm.
changed her story
Like-
arc.
yeah.
They actually gave her story development. I
Yeah.
think she probably has more
like-
more story arc.
Than any
Than any
character
other
in Star
character.
Wars. Mhm.
It's like
I
how
agree.
Luke was annoying in A New Hope and eventually became
Annoying
a
in The
really
Last
good
Jedi.
I like The Last Jedi.
I know, me too. Thank you, Tommy.
Can't believe I just heard you say that.
Hurts my ears.
Yeah.
It's my favorite sequel movie.
I liked it, but I know a lot of people will disagree with that. So
You're saying you're talking about the worst one of the bunch is
Mhm.
your favorite one. Mine is The Force Awakens.
Agreed.
It
your
did a lot of
favorite
things.
of the sequel series is Force Awakens.
Yes.
Yeah. It did a lot of things right, and it was a good start to something,
Hmm.
even though they took it and completely threw everything in the garbage. But
Agreed.
I think The Last Jedi stands the best on its own.
I liked them all. I thought it was a satisfying
Yeah.
ending. But
Enjoyed all of them, but
all right. So do we have anything else to say about Mandalorian season 2, episode 1?
So many more things that I just can't think of.
I know there is. I know there's more, but
when
that's okay.
when he goes in with the armor and takes out the mining bad guys,
Yeah.
do you think they recognized him because of Boba Fett's armor? Like they knew
I
they
think
know who
they're-
Boba Fett?
I
that's
think they're probably
kind of
just
what I was.
afraid of Mandalorians in general.
Man,
Anytime you
They
see
definitely
Mandalorian armor,
froze when he
because-
walked in, and he got the
Yeah.
jump on him.
either
Yeah.
you are a Mandalorian or you killed a Mandalorian to get that armor. Either way, you are just a frightening being.
Honestly, the latter is more frightening.
Yeah, it's quite terrifying.
Oh, another thing my wife brought out, and I wanted to ask you guys: when he goes, so the Krayt Dragon spews some kind of acid.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. But he goes in there and destroys it from the inside, and he gets goop on him, but he doesn't seem like it did too much to him. Like, didn't.
It looked like it was coming out of like the sides of its mouth. So maybe
Yeah,
had,
like it has glands. Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
That might be it.
That's what I kind of said to my wife. I was like, maybe. Just
He definitely had
stomach
some
acid that he has on him,
green
not
goop
actual
on
like
him.
the venom.
Yeah,
or
he
whatever,
was definitely dripping green stuff. I don't know what
Yeah.
Yeah, he was green.
that
Wait, was he-
Nickelodeon slime.
Was he dripping green stuff? I heard you say tripping green stuff.
Me?
Dripping.
I don't know.
Drip-
Oh, okay.
Dripping.
That's
Um,
what the kids are calling it nowadays.
So, anyways, yeah. So, I guess we can just end by talking about what we have in mind for episode 2 of season 2. So, I think he's gonna stay on Tatooine and finish some story stuff that has to do with Mospelgo, and then he's gonna have either a run-in with
I think
Boba or
Mospelgo
something
is done.
there. You think so?
He left Mospelgo. I don't see
Yeah.
any reason for him to go back.
He never got back to
Yeah.
his ship, though, did he?
I think. Well,
No,
he
he's
left on
his-
a speeder
he's-
bike.
Yeah, he left on a speeder bike with the armor, so he
From the
clearly-
left side, from the right side of the screen, going to the left side of the screen.
Anyways,
So he's right. That's the shot we got that we broke down.
Yeah.
yeah, he's
we did the video-
he's-
okay.
He already
Because
has
that's
the armor, and
after-
he's riding
after-
back to Mos Eisley.
So there's no way Boba catches up to him. He's on foot, right?
Unless there's like a speeder. up
Unless
front.
he
Yeah,
has a
unless he
speeder
has a
bike, yeah.
speeder. He probably has the speeder. I was kind of exaggerating with the foot thing, or
Or
whoever
he
said that.
has the slave one back and is gonna go. I don't know. He
I
like
think-
parked it behind the hill and was like stalking from a distance. Don't know.
Yeah. What did you say, Tommy? You had a thought.
No, I was gonna say what I think was gonna happen in the next episode, but
Go ahead.
You don't want to? Are you afraid to jinx it?
no, I wasn't sure if you were done yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Sure. I think he's gonna go to the new planet because, the whole reason he went to Tatooine was to find
Mhm.
Mandalorians to guide him to find Baby Yoda's homeworld. So I think he's gonna continue to find more Mandalorians to help him. So
I think that's definitely going to happen. I just don't think it's going to be next episode because, like I said, there's going to be more story with Boba Fett, and I don't think that Boba Fett is leaving Tatooine.
Yeah, I think he's gonna confront him before he leaves.
Yeah.
Or like, okay, maybe the ship is broken, and it's gonna take a day to fix it. You know, classic mechanic stuff. Oh, we got to keep it in the
So-
shop for another day. Oh, great.
So last time we were on Tatooine, we had the gunslinger episode, and
Ooh.
Ming Na Wen's character
Yep.
was left unconscious or
Dead.
dead, and
Dead.
we had someone walk up and get the body, and
Yep.
there was speculation that it could have been Boba.
Mhm.
So could Boba be with a crew?
I
No.
remember she said that.
You think she's
she
dead?
Mhm.
I
Sorry,
remember.
quick
Oh, sorry.
No,
I
that's
remember she had this one line where she said she knew other Mandalorian or other people
Mhm.
who wore Mandalorian armor or something.
Mhm.
She alluded to like knowing more Mandalorians, and I think that she knew Boba Fett. But
She
That's
worked for
been-
the
I-
Hutts, right? So she
Yep.
most likely
Yeah.
did know Boba.
right,
Yep.
that's
Yeah,
She's definitely dead though. She got shot.
I like that actress. I want to.
I
She's
don't.
alive.
I'm not 100% sure she's dead. She did get shot, but she could have been wearing some kind of body armor underneath or something like that.
Deus Ex
She
Machina.
was an assassin, so she could have been prepared for something like that. Also, I was just thinking, Mando goes back to his ship.
Yep.
He now has the Boba Fett armor, right?
Mhm.
And that girl, the mechanic or whatever, she could recognize that armor because Boba Fett has been in and out
Mhm.
and been in Mos Eisley most likely
Mm.
before.
Mhm.
And she could be the one that tells him that's Boba Fett's armor.
That could be too. And then he has to go and hunt after Boba Fett.
And that
Which
would be
I-
his next lead to who could be a Mandalorian that he needs to talk to.
Yeah.
Although, okay, right, because he doesn't know about Boba Fett, so he would
doesn't
he would
seem to.
automatically think, oh, that's a Mandalorian.
Because that's his armor.
Yep.
So
You're right. You're right.
what he was told is that there was a Mandalorian
Uh-huh.
on Tatooine,
Right.
and he found the armor and is now assuming that they thought that Cobb Vanth
Cobb
was
Vanth.
a Mandalorian, even though he is very clearly not.
Yep.
So he might just be ready to peace out when she says something about Boba Fett, and he's like, "Sorry, what?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say
that's a good. I unfortunately do not agree with you, Tommy. I think that we're staying on Tatooine for another episode.
Mhm.
Personally,
I agree.
I don't know.
I don't think Boba has the slave one.
Then who does?
I don't know.
That's a
I mean, it's so
high-profile ship.
I'm so
It's
curious
it's
about
like the Falcon.
Yeah.
how
I
long
don't-
has Boba Fett been on Tatooine? Like, does he come out
Well,
of the Sarlacc
At least
and
5
spend
years.
the rest of that time on Tatooine,
Yes.
or has he left Tatooine and come back? You think
What's his
no,
reasoning for
I
coming
mean-
back to Tatooine?
to get his armor?
But
That's the
why
only
would he
other-
leave without it in the first
And why
place?
is his armor separated from him?
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
big question for me too.
So my theory is maybe the Jawas pulled him out of the Sarlacc pit and
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
stole his armor and left him for dead.
Or wasn't there like a legends where he gets thrown up and the Sarlacc died? Because I think there's a legend story that when the sail barge and all that stuff blew up, debris from it actually ended up injuring the
Mhm.
Sarlacc, and he died. And before he died, he threw up, and Boba came out. So maybe Boba came out unconscious. The Jawas see the armor, they strip him, thinking he's dead, and then he's left.
Yeah, that's kind of
Alone.
where I'm thinking happened.
Maybe he had to strip his armor off because it had the acid on it, and he needed to.
I was thinking that, but I don't think he would leave it.
No, I don't.
Like, he
I
might
don't see
strip it
anywhere in which
off,
he
but I don't
leaves it,
see
yeah.
him leaving it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the Jawas definitely took it from him while he was unconscious. That's my theory. And I don't know what circumstances lead him to be unconscious, but that's my theory.
I wonder if we'll get like a flashback to all that. That would be kind of cool to see,
That would be
like
crazy.
how he got out and like, because I know there's a lot of people that especially in the Star Wars universe, that think when Star Wars always brings someone back, and they'll point to like Boba Fett and Maul.
Yeah.
Maul, I'll give you. Maul's way he came back was kind of crazy. But if you can give me some like logical way that Boba Fett survived, I'd be like, okay, it's a little bit more swallowed.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
All right, I think that's all I have to say until Friday.
Mm.
Yeah, I know. I'm so psyched.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm totally excited. It's gonna be every Friday. Like, it's gonna be a killer till next Friday. Like, you're gonna watch it and you'll be like, no, I just want to watch another one.
Yeah.
I can't.
I kind of like it this way.
Me
I
too.
like it
I
this
was
way,
saying to
too.
my wife that too, because if I had Friday off, I could watch all 8 episodes, and then you guys only got to watch one
Yeah.
episode, and then it's like it makes
Yeah.
it more tricky. So
And
I
you get
like
more
it.
time. You get more time to think about what happens.
Each episode, pick apart the Easter eggs, watch
Yeah,
it
just
3
watch it
times.
7 times.
Yeah.
Watch it once a day until the next one comes out. So, all right. So that's all I have. You guys done? All right. Thanks for watching. And I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Leave us a comment and tell us what you thought of season 2, episode 1 of The Mandalorian, and what you think is going to happen in episode 2. And I had something to say. We're going to do this in front of the kid?
I thought that Tommy was going to
Your
do that
armor.
one because he has the child behind him.
Oh, come on, we talked about this.
Yeah, Josh, I thought you were going to do a quote from Cobb
What?
Vanth.
I did.
He did.
Oh, did you? Well, I thought you were
We
going to
can-
do a
I said
different
we're
one.
going to do this in front of the kid.
No, you were going to do a different one because Tommy was supposed to do that one because he has the child.
No,
Wherever
no,
I go,
no.
he goes as Commando.
Yeah, that's what Tommy was supposed to
Was
say.
it? I don't know.